Hi, I'm Jim Fazarkerly. I'm a public safety veteran with years of instructor experience teaching things like CPR, first aid, fire safety, and disaster preparedness. What I'd like to talk to you about today is how to remain safe when there are small fires that need to be put out in where you work or where you live. And there are some basic goals that we want to stick to when we're approaching a small fire. The first is that our safety comes first, because we can't help anybody else if we become overcome with smoke or get burned. The second goal is that you want to extinguish a fire while it's still small, before it has a chance to get big. And the third goal, also very important, is to make sure that that fire, once it's extinguished, actually stays out. To help us do that, we have a great tool that's in most buildings and many homes. That's the fire extinguisher. So for fire extinguishing preferences, most prevention experts will tell you that an extinguisher should be a metal extinguisher, if you can, because that provides you with the opportunity to recharge the extinguisher when it gets low with the material used to put out fires. So, for example, there are many different types of extinguishers. This one comes with a material that puts out 3 different types of fires, and so they call it a 2A 10B-C extinguisher, and that means it can help in a lot of different situations. Another thing that besides having this type of extinguisher is you want to have generally 4 different components on each extinguisher. The first is a working gauge, which will tell you how much fire extinguishing material is in the tank, whether it's in the green or needs to be recharged because it's in the red. The other thing is that you should have a nozzle with a hose that can actually be used to point at the base of the blaze to help put the fire out. And then you want to have on each extinguisher a pin which is in place, which keeps this handle from being accidentally pulled or pushed and forcing material prematurely out of the tank. And then finally, an extinguisher should have on it somewhere a fire safety or California State Fire Marshal tag, which indicates what the latest expiration date is on the extinguisher, like the one shown here. So once you have all of those components, you basically are ready to go and you can put a small fire out. And here's how you do it. The first thing is remember your safety. Stay where you are going to be safe in relation to the fire. And that usually means between the blaze and an exit that you know you can get out of. So that's one thing. The other thing is that you want to remember that these fire extinguishers, effectively, the small ones especially, only have about 20 seconds worth of material that you can spray at a fire. So at the end of that time period, you're going to have to make a decision that the fire's out or that it's time to leave and call 911. You always want to keep yourself right in the position between the fire and the exit door. And if there's smoke rising from that fire, you want to keep low to the ground so that the best air is flowing to you, which is low to the ground. Up high is where smoke is going to begin to move. And it's worth remembering that fire fatalities are 70% due to smoke inhalation. So you want to be careful there too. Now, when you actually use a fire extinguisher, here's an easy memory trick or a mnemonic for you to remember about using your fire extinguisher. It's called PASS, P-A-S-S. And it goes like this. P stands for pull the pin on the fire extinguisher. A stands for aim. You want to aim the nozzle of the hose at the base, the bottom of the fire. Then S stands for squeeze the handle. Once I squeeze that handle, the material will flow out in force up to a space of about 10 or 12 feet. So that's going to expel what you need to put the fire out with. And the final S will be to sweep. So move backwards and forwards to make sure you've gotten all of the fuel that's making the fire go higher and make sure that that gets extinguished. So use PASS to put your fires out. Then finally, you want to remember that there are some times when you just can't fight a fire. Here are a couple. If the blaze is spreading rapidly or might potentially block your exit getting out that door, you want to make sure that you don't attempt to stay with your fire extinguisher there. If you don't know what's burning, that's another reason you might not want to use a fire extinguisher and that just leave the building, because it may be something very toxic or it may also be a fuel that is explosive. The other thing is that there's a chance that you might breathe in a whole lot of smoke. If you think that that's occurring because a large cloud is beginning to move from the fire up, that may be your signal. It's time to get outside. And then call 911 and make sure that the fire department's on the way. It's always a good idea in the case of smoke or fire inside a building to call 911. And that's how you stay safe and put out small fires.
Hello, Mr. Johnson? Mr. Johnson, hey, it's Mia from Social Services.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Mr. Johnson, what is this smell?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, let me check the fireplace. Do you have a fire on?
I don't think so.
Okay, let me just give that a check. Okay, no fire here. Has this been going on a little while?
I don't know.
Okay.
You smell some smoke?
Yeah, it smells a little bit electrical. I'm kind of getting a little worried. So maybe we could take this conversation outside, give us a little time, and I can give a call to 911 and they can come and check out and see what the smell is coming from.
Well, okay, if you say so.
Okay, yeah, let's do that. We can figure it out.
Oh, I guess I've got my keys.
I don't think we have much time to lose, so we probably need to get out right now.
All right.